Well, live from Manheim Township, Neffsville, PA, primetime Saturday Night Football stays in the Lancaster-Lebanon League tonight. The Red Tornado of McCaskey going up against the Blue Streaks of Manheim Township. Good evening, everyone. Jed Donahue along with Gordon Blaine. As it's hard to believe there's 3 weeks left in the regular season after tonight. McCaskey has lost twice, probably out of the District 3 playoff chase without certain divine intervention. And Manheim Township off to a 2-3 start. They're 0-3. In the Section 1 of the Lancaster-Lebanon League. It's homecoming in Manheim Township tonight at Gordon. The cameras are here, and everybody's looking to put on a good show. And McCaskey, just a great job last year. They're rebuilding a little bit, have run into us a couple of tough outs earlier this season with Downingtown and also with Wilson.
That's the nice thing about having a telecast like primetime Saturday Night Football. Both sides have felt that in some ways the season is lost. But they see a game like this as a special opportunity to really go out and show what they can do and win a game and play that game for itself. McCaskey disappointed, had higher expectations. Manheim Township had higher expectations, but 6 of its 11 projected starters aren't going to be in the lineup tonight after the first 6 weeks, after various things happened. But they keep battling along, and they've really put together a game plan tonight. They feel like they want to come in here and show Central Pennsylvania that they play good football, both at Manheim Township and at J.P. McCaskey. Scott
Feldman, who we just saw on camera right there, has got this program humming here at McCaskey. They may not make the playoffs this year, but they are certainly one of the top programs now as far as big-time guys in District 3. And Joel Holler, there he is, big number 70. We're going to be talking about him an awful lot tonight. Just about every college in the country would like to get him to put on their uniform next year.
Well, interesting matchup in this game. 2 Division I linemen. You know, we often talk about Division I quarterbacks and defense and running backs and wide receivers and skill players. But tonight we have a tremendous showdown of Joel Holler, 6'6", 330. You know, the Penn State, Ohio State, Virginia Tech, Miami. It's his Final Four in his list. Michigan State, sort of maybe a number 5, but that's what's going after him. And then you got Kirschman on the other side for Manheim Township, who's already committed to Connecticut. Randy Etzel was in yesterday to visit with him. He's 6'5", 295. These two guys are looking to go out. Finally, they have somebody they can look eye to eye and go toe-to-toe with. And I think that's an interesting battle we're going to see tonight. 2 Division I linemen, you don't often see it.
And the primetime Saturday night cameras are going to be right there on the line of scrimmage to kind of profile that matchup at various points in time as the evening unfolds here in Neffsville. You're watching exclusive live coverage of District 3 high school football here. Primetime Saturday Night Football. Jed Donahue, Gordon Blaine. We're back after this. Manheim Township, McCaskey tonight on primetime Saturday Night Football. Delighted to have you for exclusive live coverage tonight on WLYH, Channel 15. Jed Donahue along with Gordon Blaine. The rain has left us. We've got kind of breezy conditions, I'd say 5 to 10 miles per hour. And here comes the McCaskey marching band on, and a very festive evening here. It's homecoming at Manheim Township tonight.
Hey, it looks like a great crowd because you can see the parking lots filling up. And I was on the field earlier, Jed, and it's a little soft from a lot of rain, but it's in great shape. In other words, I thought the footing's going to be okay. We're going to see a Manheim Township team that wants to run the ball down McCaskey's throat. We're going to see McCaskey do a lot of things and spread the field, try to score in a lot of different ways. And Jamie stopped out to see Scott Feldman and Joel Holler, spoke with them earlier this week, and they're really in a mode that, hey, we're playing for our pride. We still want to finish strong at 8-2. We know that the playoffs are an outside shot.
You know, the game's fun, number one, you know, and you know, we only have a month left in the season, a little bit less now, so, you know, the kids have to come out and play hard, and they still have an opportunity, if Wilson does get knocked off, to get a piece of the section championship. So, you know, we still want to work toward that, and plus 8-2 is a great year. You know, we lost to the number 6 and 9th ranked teams in the state, and really didn't play well in either game, but, you know, 8-2 is still a good year.
You work so hard in the offseason that it doesn't matter. Losing is part of football, but you really don't want to lose. So you just got to take it in stride. You know, just got to play to win the games. That's what it's all about. Our first goals we made at the beginning of the season, you kind of look at it as disappointment, but then you look at it and we could go 8-2 if we run the card. So 8-2 is a pretty good football record especially for McCaskey. So.
We're just second in the area offensively. You know, we average close to 400 yards a game. You know, with the exception of the shutout Wilson, you know, we're averaging, you know, a little bit over 30 points a game. So we have moved the football. You know, it's a different type of offense. Obviously, we don't throw the ball quite as well, but, a lot of different people touched the ball, and our fullback Carl Talton's played real well, and Angels ran the ball extremely well. So, we're difficult to stop. It's just, we've had times where we've been a little inconsistent and turned the ball over.
Well, you can hear that they want to fight hard to finish at 8-2 and stay in the mix. Who knows? Like you said, Jed, anything can happen if you keep winning football games.
Well, they got to change the playoff format in District 3.
Yeah,
a team like this at 8-2. That's one of the few times I'm going to mention it, but some things have got to change, and that's one of them.
Long overdue. Manheim Township, I think people are excited about football again here. And they had a great powerhouse here in the 70s when Gene Cruz was the coach. And Mike Melnick's got people excited about playing football, about coming into the weight room, about getting in shape. He's a college coach, former college coach, who knows how strength is also important. He's got big players, and one of those guys is Brian Kirschman. Jamie met with Coach Melnick and Brian Kirschman, and here's where their heads are going into a game. They had a great chance here to make a statement against McCaskey.
Anytime you're playing a Division I player like Joe Holler, then they got to be excited. If you're not, then you shouldn't be playing the sport. So I think that they're motivated to show their best, and just like everybody that plays against Joel, and I'm looking for good things from them.
It's definitely a challenge for me. I have to bring my best game this week, so I can go out there and show that I'm not the second-rate tackle in the league. Show that I can play with the big boys up there at Division I.
He's definitely a tremendous player, and he's one of the best that I've seen this year on tape. He's a big kid. He's difficult to move, and he runs well for a guy his size. We've got a couple big kids that are going to be lining up across from him, and it's going to be Brian Kirschman's going to UConn, and so it's going to be a battle of the Division I kids, and that battle probably will determine a lot about who wins the football game.
Well, that's the two head coaches right there, and you get a look at both teams. And Kirschman going to play for Randy Edsel, as Gordon talked about, at the University of Connecticut. They will start in the Big East in the 2005 season, playing an independent schedule. And Randy, of course, from District 3 from Susquehannock. His brother Duke, one of the top basketball officials in the country in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Primetime Saturday Night Football is also brought to you by Winkin & Associates, and we appreciate all of their help throughout this 2002 season. The ability to compile all of your retirement benefits and current investment assets to determine adequacy of income at retirement, specializing in retirement and estate planning, long-term health care, home health care, so your hard-earned life savings is not spent on medical costs. And for information, just give Winkin & Associates a call. Robert Langan, certified senior advisor, and there's the number at 763-7365. We thank them for being a sponsor. Winkin & Associates Financial Services of Primetime Saturday Night Football. We're going to look at the scores from today. There's a lot of action because of last night's rain. Welcome back to Manheim Township, Neffsville, Pennsylvania. Beautiful place. It's great being in the L&L for another week. Next week, it'll be Cumberland Valley Central Dauphin, but the big guy, Brian Kirschman, leading his team out, number 56. He's going to be easy to find on screen tonight. This will be a good ball game.
I'm looking forward to this battle between Holler and Kirschman. These guys are looking forward to it, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Two good kids, though. They'll battle like heck, and I think, like you said, Township, they're looking at, hey, this is our big game of the year. This is our bowl game, and that was the whole design of Prime Time. Perfect game for primetime Saturday Night Football. Both teams are out. Both teams are gearing up. Jed Donahue along with Gordon Blaine. We're delighted to have you on WLYH Channel 15. Michigan over Penn State earlier this afternoon. We welcome our Penn State audience, and we'll be back with the opening kickoff as Countdown to Kickoff rolls back after this. There's the Manheim Township marching band, the Blue Streaks and the Red Tornadoes, set to get it on. Primetime Saturday Night Football. And a tough one for the Lions. We got a Toyota Penn State report at halftime. We're going to talk about the future a little bit with the Lions with Chad Henne, who you saw, with Chad Henne, and also Joe Holler playing tonight for McCaskey. And Penn State is right there with both of them. I think you're going to want to hear what they both have to say, including Scott Feldman, the coach of McCaskey. All three are pretty good news for Penn State fans to land two of the top prospects in the state of Pennsylvania.
Well, McCaskey, they're going to be in the white, and they're going to kick off in this football game tonight. And I'll tell you, McCaskey, again, you know, we've talked, and I'm not going to pound on this all night long, but they have to go to an 8-team situation in District 3. There's too much depth at the Quad A level, and a team like McCaskey deserves a second chance at a postseason situation like they're doing in District 1, and they're also doing it in District 7. They've been doing it for years. They got to bring it here.
I think the fact of the matter is, if you're a football athlete in District 3, you're not getting the equal opportunity that they're getting in Pittsburgh, in Philadelphia, in the Lehigh Valley, and in all through the Appalachian area up to Erie. And all 8 Quad A teams can qualify for the playoffs in those parts of the state.
They're looking at Michael Grimm, and this game is underway. It's going to be Eager, and here comes Jack Eager for Manheim Township. Got a big hole to the outside. He's in a foot race. He's got midfield, and he's finally dragged down from behind at the 47-yard line. And a big start for the Blue Streaks. Eager on the return, about a 45-yarder, and Manheim Township will go on offense first.
Showed pretty good speed there, Jed, getting to the outside. Good blocking by the Blue Streaks.
Eager only 5'6", but a sophomore. They've got a really young club. There you look at Eager, number 5, and we'll have a look at some of the starters here momentarily. But the new quarterback is Nick Antolik, 6 foot, 160-pound senior. And he has taken over the quarterback duties a few weeks ago, and he's getting better with each passing week. And off, second man through for Manheim Township, rather. And that's going to be Ken Swinehart. Swinehart's had a solid year for the Blue Streaks.
Angel Santana, there is a flag on the play.
Angel Santana in on the stop, and let's see. Face mask against McCaskey. Our referee tonight is Vince Quinn. Mike McCaney is the umpire. Tom Nesbitt, the headlines judge. Line judge is Brian Linemuth. And Kevin McCaskey is the back judge. And that's a big one. 15-yard penalty, Gordon, all the way down to the McCaskey 31-yard line, where they've got it first down and 10, and we're only 15 seconds into this game, and here's Township on the move.
Well, Jed, Wilson ran the ball right down McCaskey's throat. They didn't come out ready to play, and that's one thing Scott Feldman, the coach, has been concerned about all week.
Swinehart again, this time finds the going tough. Runs headstrong into Joel Holler. Also Tim Goodson in on the stop. Well, there's the offense. Steve Gimbers had a fine year, only a sophomore, and again, just a real young club. Mike Guglielmetti, wide receiver, got his first touchdown catch last week.
Here's the big fella, Brian Kirschman. Whew. And look at Mike Dodson. Might see him in the backfield before it's all said and done tonight. They want to really kind of run it right down McCaskey's throat. Believe it or not, we can see a little bit of Refrigerator Perry, Manheim Township style. In fact, he might be back there now.
It's going to be Swinehart again. Just not much there as he goes across the 30 to about the 28-yard line. Well, there's Joe Holler right there. We'll call his name a lot on both sides. Tim Goodson, he and Holler just converged on that last tackle. Almodovar, another good player, a senior, 5'10", 190-pounder. There's the secondary, and again, Carl Talton is one of the linebackers. Angel Santana, Taquan Cooper, a lot of playmakers in there.
Yep, that's right, Jed. Cooper's a playmaker along with Talton. Talton gets it done on both sides of the ball. He's a hard-working blue-collar kid.
Well, right now it's 3rd down and 9, as you can see on the screen. And Antolik, little play. Nope, he's going to hand it off to Swinehart, and he's got nowhere to run. Here's pick number 70 in on the stack again, and also there is Jack Ruiz, 6 foot, 290-pound senior for the Red Tornado.
Brings up 4th down.
4th and 6, and I think that coaches are going to go for it here. Mike Melnick, you mentioned college experience, came over from Albright and has people believing in this program again.
There's Joel and Kirschman locked up there, and Joel got off the block to make the tackle, but Kirschman got on him and held his own there on the block.
So 4th down and 6, the ball from the McCaskey 27-yard line. Antolik back, looks over the middle, pass is caught, got his man Silva. Silva's going to get chopped down short of a first down by Angel Santana. Great play by Santana in the open field, and McCaskey, I think, is going to get it back. Yes, they are. They're about 1.5 yards short.
McCaskey's number 5, Angel Santana. Not enough.
So that's a big stop for McCaskey defensively, and that negates the big return by Eager to start this football game. Well, you've done a lot of McCaskey games on 1390 The Ticket WLAN. This team's got a lot of playmakers, Gordon.
It's an interesting offense, Jed. A lot of motion. Look at this. Look at this triple stack to the right. Now, this is a whole different look. Haven't seen it all year.
Santana, this is going to be Brooks. Brooks trying to get a block, does, down the sideline, and he stepped out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. Otherwise, he was gone. Well, lots of speed on this offense, Gordon. Go ahead and explain Cooper, Santana, Talton, Brooks, a lot of home run hitters here.
Cooper and Brooks will line up in wingback situations, get to run the ball a lot as well as catch passes. Talton's their workhorse in the backfield. Line's a little undersized, but Big Joel Holler kind of makes up for that.
They'll run a lot of stuff through him, and again, that matchup that we'll look at is Kurtzman and Holler. It's going to be Talton trying to bounce to the outside, and has 5 now to the secondary. Talton foot race 30, step around, move to the 20, and finally caught from behind all the way down to the 11-yard line.
30. Carl Talton on the carry. Finally brought down by Township for 43.
There's the Manheim Township defense, which just gave up that big 43-yard rumble there to Talton. Kurtzman going to Connecticut, as we talked about, 6'5", 295.
They're at a disadvantage, obviously, quickness and speed-wise. They've got the size, but Talton can bounce outside on that veer type of game. He's always a lone setback there with the 2 wingbacks. It's really tough if you don't have speed to get out. They want to get outside and run the ball on the outside, and so far they've done that well.
Here's Santana looking to throw his first pass. Does. Pass is caught over on the far side by Jarrell Daniel. And Daniels inside the 10 all the way down to about the 6-yard line. A gain of 5.
Chad, they were expecting big things from Brandon Way. He did start the game out here in that triple stack to the right. Brandon had a leg injury, his hamstring, I believe, back in the spring, and it never really got better. And he's played very sparingly so far this year. He did get a start tonight, though, but we haven't seen a lot of him since. Oh, he's out there now, Jed. Oh, here, way out wide.
Pitch goes to Talton, trying to get a seal-off block, does, and it is a touchdown.
Guess who throws the block to get him in there? Brandon Way.
Well, Talton is impressive, and what really impresses you when you watch the speed of McCaskey is just what Wilson did to them defensively a couple of weeks ago to shut this team out. But Talton is into the end zone, 5'8", 190-pound senior, and here comes the point after here from Bands Off. Gurdo to hold. Snap down. The kick is up, and it is good. Timeout on the field. McCaskey roars down the field and takes a 7-0 lead. And we're early in prime time. Saturday Night Football. 5 for the Red Tornado, who lived up to their nickname on that little march. Whoa. Carl Talton got loose for a big 40-plus yard run there, and then took in the final 6.
Talton, 79 carries, 643 yards coming in. He's been a workhorse, had a whole bunch of 100-yard games so far, and that was not a march, that was a race.
A lot of speed, and there was, it would have been interesting. It's a shame we didn't get to see him play the District 3 final last year at full strength. Perry Patterson had the ankle. Eager to the back of the end zone, and that'll touch itself back. Well, let's have a look at the touchdown run. And again, you mentioned Brandon Way, who's number 2, seeing his first action tonight in a while. But again, Talton, this does not take him long to get to the outside, Gordon. Again, another good block by number 14 over there, Taquan Cooper.
2 good blocks by your wide receivers. They're wide receivers playing halfback is what that amounts to. It's a lot of fun to watch McCaskey when they get that offense to click. A spread offense, sort of a lot of the looks of a wing T.
Well, here's the second series for Manheim Township. Handoff is going to go to
number 24.
That's Ken Swinehart, again a senior. Well, this team is really young that Manheim Township is starting tonight, the Blue Streaks. There you get a look at head coach Mike Melnick over there, and he's really developing the future for the Blue Streaks here. And again, there's just not much room to go in there. on this McCaskey front. And there's Carl Tolt, number 30, and Holler converging on that stop.
They're going to have to get something on first down. It's going to be a long night for the Blue Streaks. And, of course, that comes, you have to throw the football.
That's what Antolik as well, and we thought he was going to do that, and gives it off to the big fullback, and it's going to be Swinehart. And Swinehart's got positive yardage all the way up across the 25 to about 26-yard line, where it's going to be third, let's call it 4 now for the Blue Streaks. Again, pretty good surge. Where's that surge going to come from? You bet. It's going to be Kurzman in there, 6'5", 295, and that time he won the point of attack.
Mark Miller came through there, did a good job at offensive guard.
Miller at 280.
And a junior. You can see a lot of juniors on this front line from Township. He could be a player in the mix next year.
I tell you, there's a lot of exciting talent in District 3 that we've seen with primetime Saturday night football, especially the sophomore junior group. Swinehart again's got the first down, flags fly, and let's see what this is. So they're giving him a workload here in this first quarter.
McCaskey, there is a flag on the play.
Not sure, was that Solomon Silva that got the carry? We'll have to see that. I think that's going to go against Manheim Township. We'll wait and see as Vince Quinn talking things over. Next week, we've got the Muscle Tussle. It'll be Central Dauphin hosting Cumberland Valley. And that'll be huge in District 3. And see Joel Holler, number 70 there, kind of pointing that direction. And after they've had this conference, we'll see exactly what this is about.
Cumberland Valley would join McCaskey as guys, good teams looking on the outside looking in if they don't get the job done against CD next week, Jed.
Reading and Wilson are a couple of weeks away too, right? That's another monster game as far as Quad A is concerned, as you get a look at the McCaskey sideline. How many coaches Scott have? About 15 guys? That's a full press box over there too.
Yeah, that's obviously he's trying to bring it. Everybody got on the bandwagon last year. And he didn't have the heart to tell them, hey, we don't need you this year.
So that is procedure is going to go against the Blue Streak. So Nick Antolik will go back in, and out he comes. I got the old reverse Penn State helmet there. You know, with the number on there, blue. Antolik back, looks, throwing across. He's got Silva tipped into the air and dropped.
I like the look
Pretty
of that
good throw,
play.
though.
Yeah, throw is there. He needs to catch. Balls hits him in the hands. He's got to bring that in.
So 4th down, and Manheim Township's going to be forced to punt. Austin Ross will come into the game and punt it away. And again, there's some pretty scary speed back there. It's the return game for McCaskey that got him rolling last week.
Well, they make things happen on the return game because they got some slippery guys who can really motor.
Short kick, and it's going to take a McCaskey bounce, and they've got sensational field position all the way back to about the 43-yard line. So McCaskey with the lead and the ball now in Manheim Township territory as they bring things back through. Tonight's game will, you know.
Ross's kick goes out at the Township 44-yard line. First and 10 for
Not the kind of situation you want to give a team a short field, and you first 6 minutes you're down 7-0 and you're giving them a short field. This could get ugly fast. Again, Brandon Way now in the lineup for McCaskey.
He's wearing number 2. Santana back, has plenty of time, throws for Way, and he makes a one-handed catch up to the 31-yard line. Well, you wonder what his absence has meant throughout the year. There's no question he's a dynamic athlete. We saw a lot of him in March in basketball, and here's Santana. He just reaches out and just says, okay, that's fine, like he's covering the bag at second or something. He just reaches out, no big deal. Here's Santana again all day, looking down the middle, incomplete. Pretty good coverage down there. Antolik was there along with Eager. Excuse me, that was Andre. Is that Eager over there? Yes, it was Eager.
Eager's a sophomore. Silva's a sophomore.
Austin Earnhardt too, sophomore.
Yeah. This team is a young team, but a team with a lot of bright future with it ahead of it.
Good
homecoming, Jed, and we're gonna have the homecoming court at halftime. I'm looking forward to it.
Talton going to get the carry, bounces to the outside, tries to get a block, doesn't. And a great play by Silva coming up. Make that Eager over there on the stop, number 5 for the Blue Streaks. That's a great play by Eager coming up there out of his free safety position. George Eager is only 5'6", 150 pounds. And there you see him right there with Talton. Just cut him out. Flags fly. Get kind of a sloppy start to this game, and there you see it. 5:02 left here in the opening quarter. Primetime Saturday Night Football down here in Neffsville this evening. A little bit on the chilly side, but it's still a beautiful night for homecoming. Tonight's game brought to you by Verizon Wireless. Primetime Saturday Night Football also thanks Toyota. Get the feeling, Toyota, part of our Penn State halftime report as well. And by PASportsFever.com, Pennsylvania Sports Fever Online, Prudential Financial, each of our participating teams a $500 scholarship, courtesy of Prudential Financial, and Saturn of Central Pennsylvania. 4th down and 7 now as Santana steps back into the gun, rolling under the gun. Looking for something to break open. It does, and it's caught by Talton for the first down, and now they say no.
Big stop, Jed, for the Township defense, and I thought George Eager made some nice plays in that series right there. They hung in there. They waved off the flag, denied the penalty, and it worked for them.
Looked like Talton may have brought that in. We're going to see it here a second time, and again, I'll tell you, Santana had to move because forcing the issue was Mark Miller right there, and we slow it down and juggling the ball, and he did good call. He didn't have it. Looked like the ground was there first, and he was still juggling it on the way down. There's Nick Antolik. He's the quarterback, number 12 right there. He came in, 3 games ago, Gordon, and is still kind of getting used to the position. This time the blitz is coming, and Talton's got him for a loss all the way back to about the 15-yard line. Boy, this kid is impressive, Gordon. I'll tell you, very impressive on both sides. Outside linebacker, 5'8", 190. He just went untouched right there and just exploded right onto Antolik, and there was nothing Nick could do to get that ball out of there. There's your time remaining in the first quarter, and McCaskey is kind of sending a message here with their speed and power.
I like Township trying to throw the ball on first down, though. You got to do that.
They're going to throw it up. Another little play action. This time I think they bang in there with Swinehart.
24, Tim Swinehart on the carry.
Swinehart maybe has a yard or two, and that's about all.
I think Manheim Township expected to run the ball right at McCaskey with a little bit more effectiveness, and they're just it's turning into a scrum there when the ball snapped. You can see the mud starting to slap up on everybody's feet. It is soft.
Still great field situation tonight, considering the amount of rain we've had. It is a pretty fast track out there, but you're right, it is soft. Good play in there by Colin Moore. He's number 9 in white for McCaskey, and they'll send 2 wide right to the bottom of the screen as Antolik rolling. Get time. Now he's just going to cross it back over, and they get
one guy to
fullback involved, that being Casey Snyder, and nothing doing that time. McCaskey read that, and it's going to be 4th and long upcoming here for Manheim Township.
Colin Moore, who transferred from Penn Manor, came up and made a real nice tackle there.
24-yard line.
It's the kick out of there, and it's going to be Davidson, and Davidson is going to be hit and dropped all the way back at the 43-yard line. McCaskey will have it 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line, and leading it 7-0. Prime time, Saturday Night Football back after this. McCaskey with the lead and the ball, 7-0, and Gordon, their speed is just dominating this football game in the first quarter.
Well, both offensively and defensively. Saw a big run by Talton, and defensively, Colin Moore made a nice play there on that screen pass.
Brandon Way stays on his feet, and he's still cooking it all the way inside the 40, all the way down to about the 37-yard line. Gain on the play of 17 and a first down for the Red Tornado. This kid, Brandon Way, was on a lot of recruiting lists before the season started, Gordon, and here getting an opportunity to shine late in the season.
Well, he's obviously healthy, and obviously because he's in there, because McCaskey's thrown the ball a lot more than they have in their games early this season, this early in the game. It's obviously because he's out there. They want to get the ball in his hands.
1st and 10 at the 38 officially as Santana back again, has time, throws over the middle, and incomplete.
Good
Man
pressure.
out there was Jarrell Daniel. The Muscle Tussle, Cumberland Valley winning today over Redland. Central Dauphin playing right now against Central Dauphin East. And undefeated, they're heavy favorite against their arch rival, the Panthers. Join us next Saturday. That is one of the games we thought was going to have a lot to do with a playoff scenario, and it has lived up to that. Cumberland Valley with that one loss back in prime time in a morning game back on the 14th, but that's been it. They have been rolling since, although Redland was in that game with them much of the afternoon as Santana steps back into the gun here, 2nd and 10, and going to be flags flying. Might be too much time.
I think J.J. Walk, the senior who's at tackle now, you know, for the first 3 years, Joel Holler actually played tackle. But when he went to this veer offense, they wanted to use his big size to get that push in the middle there. They call it a 3 technique. Don't ask me why. But Joe Holler has been moved to guard this year. But it just goes to show how versatile he is. Of course, this is homecoming, and we're seeing all the homecoming court now make their way into the stadium. Halftime should be a lot of fun.
Santana into the gun, trying to step through trouble, and down he goes.
Santana.
Pretty good blitz that time, and it's
number 24.
It's going to be Ken Swinehart in on the stop for Manheim Township.
Good pressure from Adam Horning. I mean, you got to like the defense that Mike Melnick threw at McCaskey there. Why sit back? We have trouble covering their speed. Let's go after them.
46-yard line.
So 3rd down, we'll call it 18 now as they go all the way back to the 46. They need the 28-yard line as Mike Melnick said, you know, that blitz worked out pretty good there. Maybe we slow them down. He's going to roll out looking for something here. He's got all day. Picking at it, pass is caught. Close to a 1st down. He's going to be short, I think, depending on the spot, by about a yard. Pass is caught over there by James Brooks of McCaskey, number 11. There you see him.
And he ran from the right side all the way across the field and followed Santana over there as he rolled out of the pocket.
Then he just stood here. I mean, this is slow motion, and he just had all day.
4th down.
4th down and 3 here for McCaskey, and they'll go for it, obviously, at the Township 31-yard line. Motion man Brooks, they're going to pitch it to him. He's got room to the outside. Cutback move, still cooking it. 15-10, Brooks, touchdown! McCaskey's in again, 31 yards for Brooks. 5'10", 170-pounder. Whoa.
Great speed.
Cutback move got it done at the 20, and from there it was a foot race, which he won handily.
They're getting great blocking downfield, though, from the wide outs. I mean, and he just played off the block, and, of course, his speed took care of the rest.
Here's the point after attempt by hands off, and that kick is up, and it is no good. He missed it, so 13-0.
No good.
And our Waypoint extra point brought to you by Waypoint. Way better banking only from Waypoint. Tonight's game is also brought to you primetime Saturday Night Football by Winkin and Associates Financial Services. The ability to compile all of your retirement benefits and current investment assets to determine adequacy of income at retirement. 401ks, IRAs, Roth IRAs, simple IRAs, annuities, pension and profit sharing plans, and a non-qualified plans as well. College planning's using the new 529 plan and how parents or grandparents can have control over the money forever while it grows tax exempt. Winkin and Associates, and again, thanks to Bob Langen, senior advisor there, and you saw the number. Well, again, speed kills, and it never slumps, and James Brooks here on a 4th and 3 play pretty much, had it done after the cutback move. And again, Gordon, the wide receivers, big block there by Way number 2.
Brandon Way now has thrown blocks on both touchdown runs. Got to give him a lot of credit.
And there's Brooks, who just kind of, runs right through pylons there, and boom, it's 13-0. They did miss the extra point.
Injuries are part of football, but what if Brandon Way was healthy all year? He obviously, as you pointed out, Phil Groves had him on his top 50 in terms of top 50 players in Pennsylvania, one of his early lists over the summertime. Having been around the McCaskey kids and some of the camps, I saw that Feldman wasn't going to be ready to play, but he's now here in October come to life. Again, who knows? I mean, McCaskey's got to keep saying to itself, we got to win and hope for some lightning to strike. And Township, they need to get something going here, get a couple first downs, establish their offense a little bit.
Down 13-0 right now. There's the long kickoff. It's going to be Eager. He had the long kickoff return to open the game, and Eager's got a hole again. This time they close it shut at the 30-yard line. Pretty good tackle made on special teams by Kevin Coleman of McCaskey. 5-play, 54 yards, a minute 20, and again, James Brooks finishing it off with an 11-yard run to the end zone and a 4th and 3 play. Well, again, Mike Melnick, the head coach, came over from Albright, Nick Antolik. Playing some quarterback.
Andre Ellis was the quarterback beginning of the season and had some good games, but wasn't able to stay focused.
Again, there's just not much room, and there's Carl Talton again, and it's Swinehart. They're giving him a heavy workload, but there isn't a whole lot of room for him to roam in there.
Coach Melnick said he was going to put Dodson, 6'1", 295 junior, in the backfield. He was in backfield, as I noticed, one play to try to block. I thought he might get to carry the ball a little bit.
Down to the final 40 seconds of this first quarter of play.
So far, McCaskey looks awful impressive, don't they?
Makes you wonder how Wilson beat them as handily as they did, 37-0.
Well, they didn't come ready to play, and again, some folks didn't stay focused the night before with the extra day because of the rain. The field didn't help them, took away a lot of their speed. A lot of things kind of stacked up against them, and Wilson every game seems to get better and better and better.
Especially with Millard, the running back there, to go with Henny now. They've got the complete package, and that should be the final play of the first quarter as McCaskey is going to take a 13-0 lead into a fresh 12 minutes, and they've been using speed and power on defense to get the advantage on primetime Saturday Night Football, and we're back after this. Welcome back, primetime Saturday Night Football. Homecoming here at Manheim Township tonight.
Oh,
nothing there. Swinehart, did he fumble? I don't know how he doesn't. It's like a handoff and boom, down he went.
Swinehart's getting killed back there, the young man.
4th and 9, Township at their own 31-yard line.
It's Tim Goodson who had the big hit there.
Nice player.
So they have to punt the ball away again. Low kick. Cooper's back there, and he's going to start it back the other way. He's explosive. And again, good field position all the way back up near that 39-yard line, and the McCaskey offense goes to work again.
Stop by Township number 54, Kyle Williams. It'll be 1st and 10 for
homecoming. Manheim Township. McCaskey with the ball and a 13-0 lead. The Red Tornado have been most impressive here in this first half of play. You are watching primetime Saturday Night Football. This is WLYH Channel 15, Harrisburg, Lebanon, York, Lancaster. Here's another big gain. Cooper to the outside. He's still going. Cooper still fighting and scratching all the way down to the 33-yard line. 27-yard gain by Cooper that time for the Red Tornado, and he had a wide open space to run through. got to the corner, and boom.
The Red Tornadoes at Township.
Now they're going no huddle.
Talk about picking up the pace.
Boy, they got a lot of weapons at his he sure does at his disposal.
Clipped off 28 yards there.
Is that 28? Here's Santana, kept it. Not a real good idea. And he gets hogtied and run over by Ryan Kurzman.
Big fella got going there. No huddle offense. What is going on here?
Well, Kurzman really exploded. There he is, number 56. He's 295 pounds. We mentioned in the pregame show going to UConn to play for Randy Edsel and the Huskies. Here's Santana back on 2nd and 14. Pass is caught and hit immediately by Eager. Didn't get a number over there. First catch of the night for Chris Negron. Negron, 5'10", 135 pounds. 135-pound wideout.
He looks a little heavier than 135 pounds.
They got him a 135 in our book here. So 3rd and 12, going no huddle as McCaskey. Santana back. Santana flush. Chased by. Oh, big time block. And he throws downfield. It's caught by Brooks. Brooks steps out of bounds. First down to the 14-yard line. Wow.
That must be a design play to just have Brooks run straight across the field from the other side and have Santana roll out and just throw it down there and hit him on the other side.
Got a feel for Austin Earhart, number 4. Talton just lays him out. That's Earhart tumbling right to the ground. So we come back to live action right now, and the handoff goes to Brooks. He's trying to get to the outside and tripped up by Eager.
11, James Brooks on the carry.
The McCaskey coaches who are right next door to our broadcast vantage point, I think they felt they had a touchdown called right there, but I don't think Brooks held his feet real well. Again, it's soft turf in some areas of this field. It's held up well, though, considering the amount of rain. So 2nd down and 8. Ball officially now at the 13-yard line. McCaskey on the lead as Santana back. Flags are down. Santana looking for a seam. Now he's going to take it himself. Cuts it to about the 10, but
Santana on the keeper.
This, I think, is going to go against the Red Tornado here.
I mean, they're keeping an eye on Santana. You know, he came into the game with Santana came into this game with about a 361 yards rushing. So they're keeping an eye on him. They're going to take that penalty, Jed. Back the Red Tornado up.
Real scrappy effort here by Manheim Township, but they're just seeing a lot of speed and power here. Again, Scott Feldman, as he mentioned during our pregame show, is talking to Jamie Wechter, our producer-director, earlier this week, saying, hey, we still have a lot to play for. Get a piece of the Section 1 championship. And as you would say, it would take divine intervention for them to make the playoffs. Quick handoff. This is going to be Cooper trying to work it to the outside, and again strung out and only got about a yard or two as Antolik in on the stop.
They're running east-west with their wing back come around, quick handoff. Try to get him wide and get him ahead of steam. Try to pin everybody in. They did a pretty good job.
How about that picture right there? Good work as always by our crew. These guys are just fabulous, working so hard, dedicated, helping us out here to make this all look good for you. Primetime Saturday Night Football as Brooks, the motion man. They're going to give it off to Talton, trying to bounce into a hole. He's still firing it through and gets it to about the 10. He's going to be well short of a first down. They needed to get down to about the, looking at it here, they need about the 6-yard line.
Brought down by Township
and they're going to forego the field goal opportunity. I think they're going to go on 4th down. That's exactly what they're going to do. 4th and 5. McCaskey, the ball at the 10-yard line.
I guess Scott Phillips get home and watch one of those college football games going with the no huddle.
Santana hit from behind. The ball is out. Ball is still down, and it is going to be recovered, I believe, by Manheim Township, and they have held defensively. I didn't see who got in there to get Santana, but
ball knocked loose.
Real impressive defensive stand here.
Covered by Township, so it'll be 1st and 10.
And let's give that sack. That's Mike Beatty in on the play. And the ball at the 15-yard line here for the Blue Streaks as they come back on offense. The J Group, a leading Lancaster provider of marketing, fulfillment, packaging, and promotion services for 38 years. Companies like Reebok, Aramark, RCA, Pfizer, MetLife, and 90 others have depended on the J Group as we come back to live action. And check them out on the web, thejgroup.com. No gain on the plays. They're trying Swinehart again. Swinehart getting a lot of carries, but there's just nothing available inside. And McCaskey defense has just choked that whole thing off.
Really impressive work by, and they have Joe Holler playing defensive end, so they're getting the good work from Goodson down in the trenches. Caskey's defensive front looking awful strong tonight. They came ready to play. Ruiz.
Here's Antolik looking long and in. Well, they may have a hold here. That may be against McCaskey.
There is a flag on the play.
Guglielmeni was the intended receiver. There he is, number 27 right there. That Guglielmeni is guy got his first touchdown catch last week against Cedar Crest. An 11-yarder late, and it looked like he may have been held on the way by. Would we have an official verdict yet? Yes, he was held. They got to do a little bit more of that, a little more play action, set up the run with the pass.
Well, they're thinking about, they know what they need to do. They got to throw the ball on first down, and that's the second time they've tried, and this time it worked out for them.
Pass interference again.
So that'll give me a 1st and 10 all the way up near the 32-yard line.
Township on their own 32-yard line.
Tolik back, pass is caught, yards after the catch all the way up to the 45-yard line. That's a pretty good looking play. And that pass is caught by Solomon Silva, the 5'8 sophomore.
His second catch.
Up for the first down, it'll be 1st and 10 for Township.
Two-step drop, timing play.
Talton comes over to make the play.
Brooks kind of slipped and fell there. But another first down. So now they've got some room to roam here. Why not keep going back to that until somebody covers it and stops it? It's not easy to do that with this kind of footing on the field.
Quick handoff, Swinehart, as he flies across the 45-yard line to about the 46. There he is, number 24.
Gain of 1 on the play.
Manheim Township's offensive line very, very big, as we mentioned.
Swinehart's 5'10", 175, and he has been a
workhorse
battering
tonight.
ram. Yeah, just a battering ram.
That's got to be his 10th or 11th carry, Gordon, but he hasn't had many more yards than 10 or 11 either. He's averaging about 1 or 2 yards, as McCaskey has just stifled that particular point. Here's Antolik back, looking, throwing, and incomplete. Looking for Eager, and it was well overthrown. Pretty good coverage downfield as well by the Red Tornado. Colin Moore was with Eager step for step. 6:28 left here in the second quarter of play. 13-0 our score. Coming up at halftime, we'll have our Toyota Penn State report. Gordon sat down with both Chad Henne, and we've also got Joe Holler talking about potentially their future with Penn State. The Lions lose a heartbreaker at Michigan today in overtime, 27-24, to fall back to 4-2 overall and 1-2 in the Big Ten.
2 overtime losses. Goodness.
Antolik, it's his 3rd and 9. Little bubble screen that time. They get it away to Gimber, and Gimber's got it up towards midfield. Gimber, a good-looking sophomore, 5'6", 150-pounder that time, and I think he's going to be first down yardage. That's good enough for a first down.
Gain of 3 on the play.
A small guy, 5'6", 150.
I guess he only got 3, so he is short.
Got out to the 49. 4th and 6, I guess.
I'm a little closer than that. That was my mistake. Apologize.
Nice punt.
This is going to be Cooper starting it back, and now he's into the secondary, and look out. He's got an escort service. One man to beat, has blockers in front, and he's going to take it all the way for a touchdown. Flag is down at the 19-yard line, though. And that may negate about a 95-yard punt return by Cooper that time.
On the run back, there's a flag on the play.
All the way back at the 19-yard line, that flag is, but still.
That's that speed, and that's been the big difference. Well, I think two differences. Number two, the defensive front for McCaskey has really done a job, and they're being outsized, really. They're really, in some cases, a mismatch on that line of scrimmage, but they've held their own, and the speed has just kicked in it back on the 5-yard lines where he caught it.
This will wipe out there's the block in the back. That's where it is at about the 19-yard line. And that flag came out. They got Albert McCain that time. There it was. But he had a clear lane. I mean, there was no way he was going to be denied. 95-yard punt return, but again, the flag came down, and that wiped that whole thing out. What a difference.
Illegal block against McCaskey, so it'll be 1st and 10.
So an illegal block, and there's Angel Santana, number 5, and McCaskey now 1st and 10 at their own 10-yard line. Big break for Manheim Township. They'll hand it off to Talton. Talton trying to cut back, has a 1st down and more across the 20 to the 24-yard line. Tackle is made by Antolik for Manheim Township. So with 5:27 to go, McCaskey really beginning to assert itself on this offensive line. Pretty good seal-out block that time, and again, you over-pursue on this speed, and you're going to pay.
Well, really, Santana kind of stepped back away from the line of scrimmage to pitch that ball, but too much speed when he got outside.
Santana over the middle, pass is caught. Great catch that time. I believe that's going to be
Daniel
Negron again.
Negron.
Negron, 5'10", senior. This is a tough catch.
Right in traffic, he's covered well.
I'll tell you, I'm impressed with the way Santana can throw the football, Gordon. Last year they had Perry Patterson, who's redshirting at Syracuse, probably going to be their starting quarterback next year. Syracuse losing to Temple today, so they will be reloading a little bit as Santana takes it. Flags are down. Santana has 5, has 10. Has another 1st down or close to it, but flags are down in that backfield. They're all over the place. There's your referee, Vince Quinn, tonight. I'll tell you, our officiating crews that we have worked with throughout this fall have just been great, Gordon, as far as working with us and coordinating. A lot of the things that are behind the scenes. Primetime Saturday Night Football. And Primetime Saturday Night Football is brought to you throughout this 2002 season by Harrisburg Copiers. There's the number. It's toll-free for you. And by Lebanon Valley College. We appreciate the U.S. Army Athlete of the Week at PASportsFever.com. And by Allstate, Paul Mattis, our good friend over there. He's in Camp Hill. You're in good hands with Allstate, and by Wechter Video. We come back to live action. Santana looking long. The pass is caught. Negron is still going to the 22-yard line. Great catch by Negron that time as he had to come all the way around and spin. Good coverage by Eager. But again, Santana showing some pretty good arm strength here.
Wow, you know, we saw him hit 2 big bombs in the final minute of the first half against Coatesville. And he found, both times he found Brooks on those bombs. But this is the most I've seen them pass with Santana all year. They really come out with the intent of establishing a passing game, and they sure are sharp with it.
Negron, they'll pitch it back. Talton trying to look for the corners. Got a block, slams all the way to the 11-yard line. A gain of 9.
That time Jarrell Daniels throwing the block. We've seen some really nice blocking on the perimeter by the McCaskey wideouts.
Adam Horning in on the stop, and he shakes some cobwebs out after this hit. This was a hard leather pop right at the end of this. Look at Talton just bring the heat right at the end of this play. Boom. It was number 8 that he hit right there. That was Kevin Dietz. Got a whistle down there. I'm not sure what they're talking about. As Scott Feldman, there he is right there. He's the one talking with a headset on. He's got pretty good control of this baby with 3:58 left, and this drive started all the way back at their own 10-yard line when they had a 95-yard punt return by Cooper, wiped out by an illegal block. Talton the lone setback. They're going to hand it off, kind of that wingback reverse this time to Angelo Garcia, and he is swarmed under at about the 14-yard line. He lost yardage. Garcia, 5'7" senior, getting his first touch of the night.
Loss of 4 on the play. So 2nd and 14.
Well, I'll tell you, I give the Blue Streaks credit. They've had a couple of big stands defensively. Otherwise, this would be out of hand by now.
Right.
And they're hanging in there playing some chippy defense. It's a lot to keep track of. I got to tell you, I'm very impressed with the Red Tornado here.
They really come at you in a lot of different ways, don't they?
They're a lot of fun to watch. Here's Santana rolling, looking, still on the gun. Now he's going to turn it upfield. He's got a big hole now. He's hit from behind, but he's got it all the way down to the 5-yard line.
5, Santana on the keeper.
They need to get to the 1, so it's going to be 4th down and about 3 upcoming for McCaskey.
No, 3rd and 4.
No, make that 3rd and 4. I apologize. 3rd and 4. They moved that scoreboard quick here. It's got that dial down all the way across the field as you look at Santana. Backs are in an open set. Brooks and Talton each have scored a touchdown. They're lined up behind Santana. It's going to be Talton's. Make that Brooks. Brooks working, fighting, touchdown. And a flag comes out. Let's see what that's all about.
11 on the carry. Brooks, there is a flag on the play.
Brooks' 2nd touchdown if this holds. There is a flag down up near that 8-yard line. Again, that's an impressive power run by Brooks that time. They're going to take it up. They say no flag, touchdown, McCaskey, and again, big time blocking, and Brooks just kind of picking his way, and then boom, powers it in there from 5 yards out, and it's 19-0. Conversion coming with Banzoff. Well, the Red Tornado, impressive first half here. Banzoff off the Yaradell hold. Snap down, the kick is good. Timeout on the field. McCaskey, and there's your Waypoint extra point. Waypoint, way better banking only from Waypoint. On that extra point, it's 20-0. McCaskey powering in and on all cylinders, rolling tonight in Neffsville. Well, McCaskey, played 90-yard drive. They had the 95-yard touchdown return nullified, but they just went by land and sea that time. They're doing it all tonight.
Well, think about how dangerous this team could be against anybody in a postseason environment.
Here's Eager, and he's hit from behind. There's the tackle. That's Derek Gardner down there, a sophomore.
Number 33, Derek Gardner. It'll be 1st and 10 for Township.
So we're in our last couple of minutes here. 7 play, 90 yards, 3 minutes and 19 seconds. Well, I'd say dangerous. You better believe it. If they run the table and finish 8-2, their 2 losses would be Downingtown, which is a top 10 club, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
The Whippets are still undefeated.
Playing
And
Westchester
Wilson.
East tonight.
Here's Antolik back. Pocket collapses, and down he goes. Undertow to about the 19-yard line.
Number 32.
Antolik looks over to the Township bench and says, well, what next?
2-step drop, supposed to be timing, and Talton just jumps over top of jumps up to keep him from throwing the ball, and then makes the tackle.
I'm impressed with Talton defensively, Gordon, especially at that linebacker spot. Impressed with his all-around game, but his defensive work is just scintillating, especially here in this first half. And I know you've been talking about him to me all year long because you've done a lot of McCaskey games, as we mentioned, on 1390 The Ticket, WLAN. You're going to have Columbia and Lancaster Catholic Monday on the radio, I know, at 7 o'clock. Here's Antolik back, looks, throws, incomplete. He got hammered by Talton as he let it go.
Talton was our Sports Fever Athlete of the Week back a couple weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, when he had a big game.
There's a flag down, and they're going to call an interference against McCaskey here, and that's going to be another first down. That's the second of those tonight that have gone against the Red Tornado.
Homecoming at halftime, Jed. We'll have the entire homecoming court, and I hope to be able to interview the winner, the queen of homecoming, after she is announced and crowned.
Interference. Pass interference.
Again, Antolik has just been feeling the heat all night in that pocket and really took a hard hit. Even the passes he is getting out of there, he's still taking hits like that back in there. McCaskey has just teed off on him all night long. Final moments here of this second quarter as Antolik back. He's still firing in there. Left it short and incomplete.
He kind of picked on the wrong guy to throw to.
10 for number 5.
Next week, the muscle tussle. It'll be Cumberland Valley and Central Dauphin. Primetime Saturday night football from Landis Field next week. And Cumberland Valley won today against Redland. Central Dauphin is playing right now against Central Dauphin East. And that is huge. That game, especially for Cumberland Valley, who basically faces elimination with a loss next week as far as the District 3 playoffs. Muhlenberg is still undefeated, and that's the team there that gets everybody's hairs on edge up in the mid-pen. But Muhlenberg's only taking care of what's in front of them. They're doing what they're asked. Here's Antolik, and he is whipped down. Sensational play. Coming in is Robert LaRue, blitzing out of his defensive back spot, and he just hog-tied him right there. Timeout on the field, 59.1 seconds left, and McCaskey is on the pedal now. Welcome back. McCaskey leading 20-0 against Manheim Township. Gordon?
One of these young ladies at halftime, well, they were back to action. I'll get to it in a second.
Handoff goes to
Steve Gimber on the carry.
Gimber on the play.
Number 55.
Tackle is made by Almodovar. Almodovar's first stop of the evening. 51.7 seconds left.
Of course, there they are, the homecoming court. Amanda Buckwalter, Nadia Malik, Allison Murray, Colleen Jackson, Sarah Fessler. Let me see here. Kelly Trevisan, Jill Urbanski, Sarah Way. One of those young ladies will be crowned homecoming queen, and I get the special treat to talk to one of the winner.
Okay.
My career has taken me everywhere.
Well, again, we'd like to thank all of the crew members, Gordon, who've been with us throughout this year for all of their hard work. Pictures, sounds, Jamie Wechter, and the whole staff here. Well, again, Manheim Township, Gordon, this is still a developing program. Mike Melnick, the head coach of the Blue Streaks, extolling his offense right now. They're looking at 4th and 19 with 51.7 seconds remaining.
Jed, when a coach extols his offense, I've heard that so many times. I've always wondered.
I don't know what
I've
it
never
means.
I'm waiting for Susie to extol me someday. Okay, listen, Steve Gimbert, 94 carries, 360 yards. But that was his first carry in this game. I think, there's some big jumbo linemen in there battling in the trenches right now.
Here comes the punt here for Ross, and I think they got to a piece of it.
Looks like
the
it was
Red
blocked.
Tornado are really rolling here.
They came and got that punter, and they brought everybody.
Derek Gardner, I believe, is in on the block for McCaskey that time. There he is, number 33. He's the one that got the punt.
At the Township.
43.1 seconds. 20-0.
33-yard line.
How'd you like to be like a 2 or 3 seed and see this in the first round of the playoffs? The way they're playing tonight.
Well, they've got all kinds of weapons, don't they? They can come at you in all different directions. They got a lot of speed.
They're a handful, and you look at what Wilson did to them, and it just impresses me. As I said, Brooks lacked some concentration that time and dropped it. He was running before the catch was made.
You saw a lot of green in front of him.
They had the right call in, there's no question, because he was gone.
At the Township, 33
There was not a lot of blue shirts around there. So 38.6 seconds remain in the first half and 1 timeout left. As you can see, they took those guys right out, and Brooks had all kinds of time and room to improvise after the catch, but he was thinking before he caught it. Here's Santana back again. Looks, throws. Eager almost stepped in front.
They're going to call interference there.
Negron, the intended receiver over there for McCaskey. Negron's got a big catch tonight. He had the big play in that 90-yard touchdown march. 8 plays that got it to be 20-0.
Be 15-yard penalty
I don't know
here.
about that.
Yeah, I just thought that he was going for the ball and didn't seem like the ball was really catchable anyways. I don't know. Well, it's a bump and they're going to call it.
Easy for me to say when I'm up here instead of having to run down there and cover like the officials do. So, and there's Vince Quinn.
Interference against Township.
Sometimes slow motion, it just can be deceiving on that. So.
First and 10 for McCaskey.
First and 10, they're at the 18-yard line. They got plenty of time. One timeout to use. Santana right over the middle, incomplete.
Good defense by Austin Earhart there. He saw it coming and got back into that area and had it covered.
Red Tornadoes on the Township 18-yard line.
Well, hard to believe we only have 3 more weeks of primetime Saturday Night Football, and then we'll have some playoff announcements for you coming up.
Yet it's hard to believe, too, that Wilson dominated McCaskey like he did.
I was saying that. 30 it stuns me after seeing them tonight. McCaskey jumped.
Well, I think some of the guys didn't make curfew that night before. They didn't come ready to play. At least the fellas were a little tired, but they got on that wet turf.
Offsides against McCaskey.
That's 9 penalties. Our good friend Dave Wechter helping us tonight. 9 penalties. There's some handsome people. The fathers with their young, beautiful daughters. The homecoming court. You're going to read about them. I'm going to go down and interview them.
Snap to Santana on 2nd and 15. Rolling, looking. Throws, let's see, incomplete. Pass intended on the far side for Brooks. And he can't hang on, so with 22 seconds to go, they're looking at 3rd down and 15.
It'll be 3rd and 15 for the Red
Well, the
Tornadoes.
block punt set up a real nice short field, but they're just having a lot of trouble dealing with it right now.
23-yard line.
Well, Kyle Williams trying to run down Santana there for Township. Do you cover? Do you blitz here?
I think you stay right there. Here comes a 50-50 ball. Negron caught and touchdown. What a catch by Negron in the corner of the end zone.
Great passing catch because there was decent defense there for a high school defensive back, but threw the ball just where he needed to, and Negron just saw it right into his hands. Great catch. We're seeing some pretty good play by receivers on primetime Saturday Night Football last couple of weeks, Jed.
Well, Chris Negron, it's a coming out party of sorts for him tonight, as McCaskey is throwing the ball all over the yard here in this first half, as they bring out Banzoff for the conversion. He's missed 1 extra point tonight. The snap is down, the kick is up, and it is good. McCaskey with an impressive run in that first half. 15.1 seconds remaining. Is this as good as you've seen them look all year?
Well, I've seen them play some pretty good football against Coatesville. They played pretty good against Downingtown, actually, once they got going, although they felt they could have played better.
Great catch. He had to turn all the way around.
Their speed is dominant in this league, unless if they're playing a team like Wilson who knows how to negate speed. And, of course, the Reddings can play with them speed-wise. Pretty good performance for McCaskey. When, they could just fold the tent and say, hey, we're not going to get into playoffs.
So McCaskey is up by 27 now as we are near the end of this first half. We have 15.1 seconds remaining on primetime Saturday Night Football. Jed Donahue along with Gordon Blaine, and appreciate all of you. Penn State losing in overtime. Don't forget, at halftime, the Toyota Penn State report. We'll hear about the recruiting of Chad Henne from Chad Henne and the recruiting of Joel Holler from Joel Holler.
85, Michael Grimm.
So instead of speculating about it, you get to hear what they think directly. And as Gordon says, Penn State is, if they can just stay after things, pretty much in good shape on both. You never know until you get that total verbal or that commitment, but Penn State is very much on the radar screen in both cases as they squib kick, and they finally pick it up. And getting the carry out of it is going to be Casey Snyder for Manheim Township. up to about the 33-yard line. So with 10.7 seconds remaining, here come the Blue Streaks for what looks to be the final play or a couple of plays here of the half.
Turn out of bounds. It'll be first and 10.
5-play, 33
Township
yards.
at their own
Big touchdown
32-yard
catch
line.
by Negron from Santana. The corner of the end zone. Negron with 3 catches in that first half, is having a big night of it.
"28 seconds to get that 7 points. Even with the defensive front for
21,
McCaskey
Steve
jumping
Gimber
around
on
there,
carry.
they still made the tackle.
Top
Steve
five.
Gimber on the carry, and that should do it.
Number 77,
We have come to
Harold
halftime
Rivera.
with a red tornado
And
blowing
first
through
play
Neffsville here
McCaskey,
with a
27,
27-0 lead. Primetime Saturday Night Football returns with a halftime show after this. McCaskey has roared to a 27-0 halftime lead. We'll put the highlights and some of the numbers together for you. Earlier this afternoon, we were all at the truck huddled around Penn State and Michigan, seeing how that was all going to turn out today. And unfortunately for the Nittany Lions, it did not turn out very well, as they got into overtime for the second time in 3 weeks and have lost their third overtime game in school history. 2 to Iowa and now to Michigan today, 27-23. Time now for our Toyota Penn State report, as the Nittany Lions and Michigan playing an overtime thriller today in Ann Arbor before the 5th largest crowd ever in college history. As we get to the Penn State report now, we're also going to hear from Chad Henne and also
Joel Holler.
Joel Holler as well.
Penn State, man.
Noon Holler and Henne, the 2H guys out of this district, may go in and try and help reverse that. Michigan wins in overtime, a 3-yard touchdown run in overtime by Chris Perry gets the Wolverines through. And to be honest with you, Penn State kind of outplayed Michigan really throughout 2/3 of that football game, as Perry again, they say it's 2-yard mills, 19 out of 30, 254 yards and a pair of touchdowns. And John Navarre wasn't pretty, but it got effective. Penn State got up in this game 21-14, and Michigan always had an answer today. Penn State was on the lead much of the day.
Now, obviously, it's going to come down to people pointing the finger at Robbie Gould missing that field goal. That extra point actually ended up not meaning a lot since they went for 2. But
the big crusher was when Penn State was up, I believe, in this game, 21-14. There was a roughing the kicker penalty.
that too. And should Joe go for punt the ball there, 4th and 5 in midfield?
Yes, I agree with going to overtime at that point.
Let me second guess the guy and say he should have gone for it.
Well, listen to Speaking of Sports on Monday, and we'll go over all of that. You're watching Primetime Saturday Night Football. That's our Toyota Penn State report, and we're back with more after this. Welcome back to Primetime Saturday Night Football here on WLYH Channel 15. Jed Donahue along with Gordon Blaine. It's homecoming, as we see some of the homecoming court being introduced here at halftime at Manheim Township, and certainly a great moment. It's just great. Gordon Blaine is going to have some things from the sideline coming up. Time now for Penn State medicine points here at halftime, and today we're talking about the athlete's diet. Carbohydrates, 60% of total calories. Number 1, needed to maintain blood glucose levels and replace muscle. I believe that's glycogen right there. They're handing me all these tough things to say right there, but and you can vary depending on the sport, sex of the athlete, and environmental conditions as well. Proteins, which is 20% of total calories. Your intake needs vary based on type of athlete and body weight, and can be met through diet alone without supplements. Very key point right there. And then fats, which equal 20% of total calories. They provide energy, vitamins, and essential fatty acids. So there's your athlete's diet, and that's courtesy of Penn State Orthopedics, and those are our Penn State medicine points. It's 27-0. McCaskey on the lead. Homecoming, which has not wiped the smile off the faces. It's a beautiful evening here in Neffsville.
The unsung hero.
Homecoming at Manheim Township. 27-0. McCaskey is out in front, but this is homecoming tonight for the Blue Streaks as we take you around here, and we'll go to Gordon Blaine here in a little while. Well, primetime Saturday Night Football has been great stuff, and we really appreciate all of the people who have sponsored these telecasts, and we hope that a lot of them will talking to a lot of people here in the area about the upcoming District 3 and PAAA championships, which we hope to have in the month of November. Next week, the Muscle Tussle, big stuff with Cumberland Valley going up against Central Dauphin. Cumberland Valley won today against Redland. Central Dauphin and the Rams doing very well against CD East. They're playing CD East tonight. And there you have it. And there's the winner. I don't know who that is. Gordon is going to... Amanda Buckwalter is the winner. And she is the daughter of Jay Reed and Ruth. And throughout her high school career, she achieved first honors as well as being inducted into the National Honor Society. She has been the secretary of the class of 2003 since her freshman year, and she's also a member of the Key Club for 4 years, in which she served as the Kiwanis Interclub co-chair during her junior year and treasurer her senior year. There she is, Amanda Buckwalter. And right here on primetime Saturday Night Football, this year's homecoming queen here at Manheim Township. And we'll be going to Gordon Blaine here in a little bit as far as all of that. Well, McCaskey out in front, 27-0 here at halftime, as we've got homecoming, and they're doing photographs as well. We'll be back with the interview with Amanda Buckwalter. Why don't we take a time out here, guys, and we'll catch our breath, and we'll be back to Neffsville. 27-0. It's all McCaskey in the first half, but congratulations to the homecoming court right there. Back in Neffsville, it's homecoming, and Gordon Blaine is down on the field with our homecoming queen. Gordon?
All right, thanks, Jed. Amanda Buckwalter, the queen of homecoming 2002 at Manheim Township, and she's going to take a few seconds here to join us. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How do you feel?
I feel really honored to represent Manheim Township in this way. Throughout high school, I've tried to be a positive leader and set a good example, and I think I'm glad the student body picked me to do this, and I hope that I continue to set that example that they'd like to see, and it's a great honor.
You're in Key Club, you play sports. I mean, how do you juggle all that time? You're a National Honor Society student?
It's tough, but it's one of the things I love to do. I love to be involved in lots of activities, meet lots of different people, and I just love being involved in all of the school activities.
Well, your senior year in high school for all of us is a very memorable time. It's even more special now, being the queen.
Yeah, it's a shock.
So what are the duties of the queen?
Continue being a leader. Hopefully I'll be someone for all the younger kids to look up to. That's what I hope to do.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Amanda Buckwalter, the queen here at Manheim Township 2002 homecoming. Jed?
Thank you, Gordon, as we take it back up here. 27-0 is our score here at halftime. McCaskey, and we'll get to some of the halftime highlights here momentarily, but the Red Tornado have blown through Neffsville tonight and have been most impressive. The only thing that has not gone right for them is a missed extra point. It all got started. Carl Talton, this is the opening drive, and Talton roars in here from 11 yards out. Pretty good kick-out block that time by Taquan Cooper, and it's just absolutely no problem getting to the pylon from there. Here's a 95-yard punt return that's nullified right there, blocking the back, but it's still fun to watch anyway, because I'll tell you, Cooper hit a different gear. Right about here is when he went to a different particular set, and he had an escort service in as Garrido was right out in front. Also right out there was James Brooks, but that was nullified, but McCaskey did cash in on that drive and went 7 plays and 90 yards and did get in, and that led to their third touchdown, but still an impressive punt return nonetheless that time for Taquan Cooper. And again, smash mouth style, no problem. They can do it here, and here's James Brooks. He's got a nose, and again, those shoulders falling forward. That's huge. You always want the guy headed in the right direction, and Brooks, his second touchdown of the night. And that's where we stand right now at 27-0 as we are getting ready for the start of the second half. And McCaskey will get the ball to start the third quarter here. Delighted to have you on primetime Saturday Night Football. Jed Donahue, Gordon Blaine, and our entire staff. So homecoming, a lot of them throughout the area this weekend, which led to a lot of postponements. because of the heavy rains that we had in the area, really Thursday, but especially into yesterday morning and afternoon. So we're getting ready. Deep men for McCaskey. Going to be James Brooks. And Cooper again. Quan Cooper, he's got a 95-yard punt return that was nullified. This time comes to pick it up, lost the handle, and starts the journey the other way. Kind of jitterbugs around to about the 27 and across the 30 to about the 32-yard line. Pretty good play. He was brought down by Austin Ross. Statistically in the first half, McCaskey rushes 16 yards for 157 yards. Again, good first half for Santana, 10 of 15 for 161 yards, and a great first half as well for Chris Negron. Negron had a couple of catches, including a touchdown, and again, 14 first downs. Manheim Township only had 5, and that's why it was a real rough deal for the Blue Streaks there. Angel Santana to start the third quarter. Going to hand it off to Brooks. He's got a big hole, has 5, and now it's in a foot race, and goodbye. 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, McCaskey, 78 yards for James Brooks. Wow. Well, we're 21 seconds into the third quarter, and lightning has struck. Just that there was nothing fancy about this play at all. He just went untouched in for a touchdown. 78 yards for Brooks. Or 68 yards, 68 yards for Brooks and a touchdown. They had that sealed off beautifully. On for the conversion is going to be Banzoff. And to hold is going to be Gerardo. Snap is down, the kick by Banzoff, sneaks through to the right, and it is no good. Well, our Waypoint extra point brought to you by Waypoint. Way better banking only from Waypoint. Well, way better is McCaskey by 33 to start the third quarter.
For Pencil, we know what you want.
Quarter with a 68-yard touchdown run and 33-0. Oh, Manheim Township has got to get something started. This is going to be Eager. Eager's had a good night returning the ball. This time breaks a tackle and struggles to the 25. Pretty good return, though, by Eager. Here's the touchdown run right now. Just a double handoff. Scott Feldman's old wing T days there coming to 4. And there's just no way you're catching this guy. And he's gone. 68 yards untouched. And again, here's Holler pulling right here, number 70. This is why everybody in the country wants him. And he just took him right out of the picture, right off the screen. And that sprung Brooks for the 68-yard run. Great work, guys, to show that. Throwing it over the middle and incomplete for Silva. And Tolik has really struggled throwing the ball. He's, again, was not the starting quarterback. That was Andre Ellis. But Antolik has hung in there pretty good. But I just think, McCaskey's throwing their A game tonight. The Blue Streaks are in some serious heat. And, this is a great example as to why they need to expand the District 3 playoffs. And a timeout is going to be taken here. We'll take one with them with 11:28 to go here in the third. Primetime Saturday Night Football returns with McCaskey rolling by 33. 11:28 left here in the third. 33-0 as Manheim Township talking over second down and 10. And a 68-yard run by James Brooks got things started here in this third quarter of play. Back goes Antolik, looking, throwing, pass is caught. Going to be a short gain out there. And again, McCaskey, just 2 or 3 guys around every tackle at this point. Eager in on the catch that time. There you see him, number 5. Eager's only a sophomore. One thing that you can bring up. All right, the score is not pretty right now for Manheim Township, admittedly. But Mike Melnick has really got a nice program developing, and he's got a lot of sophomores seeing some valuable time, and that's going to mean good things for the future down here.
Just 3 seniors starting tonight on both sides of the ball for Township. And most of the guys that aren't available to the Blue Streaks tonight are underclassmen as well. This is a team that's going to be team to watch next year in the Lancaster 11 League Section 1.
Here's Antolik. Blitz is coming. Antolik hit as he throws. Oh, and he just took a wallop. Man, there he is, number 53. He's been all over the place. Tim Goodson tonight. And also in on that stop was Jackson as well. Well, Premier Screen Printing is a family-owned and operated screen printing and embroidery business located in Lancaster with over 60 years combined printing and embroidery experience. We are your complete apparel supplier, and they are the official apparel supplier of Primetime Saturday Night Football. There's your number on the screen, 560-9098. Back to live action at this point. And on the carry, on the punt return, is going to be Kyle Davidson, and flag is down as Davidson flies across midfield to the 45, but there is a flag all the way back at the McCaskey 41-yard line.
Kyle Davidson, he's a slippery little kick returner, but he's had some good kick returns all year, Jed. I mean,
another block in the back, and again, it's these mental mistakes that drive Scott Feldman crazy. He's got a great team. Tonight's game in primetime Saturday Night Football, we appreciate the support of Winkin & Associates Financial Service, and especially Bob Langen, Certified Senior Advisor. If you're asking about 401ks, IRAs, Roth IRAs, simple IRAs, annuities, pension and profit-sharing plans, and non-qualified plans, give them a call, 763-7365. Winkin & Associates, the ability to compile all of your retirement benefits and current investment assets to determine adequacy of income at retirement. 33-0 as McCaskey goes back on offense.
Impressive tonight. This team has got just a whole slew of weapons.
And there's one of them, Carl Talton, and this time the blue wall goes up, and that's led there by Tim Swinehart. Swinehart's been...
Number 24, Swinehart.
Swinehart's had a good game. He's gotten a lot of work on the offensive side, and he's also been in there battling. Talton's got some pop to him, Gordon. I'll tell you, we love his work at linebacker tonight. He's 5'8", 190 pounds.
He's a solid 5'8", 190. I think he's got a real future in the PSAC.
That's just what I was thinking. Place like Millersville or Westchester or somebody like that.
He's got some nice quickness.
Again, somebody may have left early.
Kutztown, East Stroudsburg.
I'll tell you what we can do, guys, while he's still in the game. Why don't we focus on that line play a little bit with Joel Holler. We're seeing one of the top offensive line guys, and it's offside against Manheim Township. And maybe we can, put a camera down there and get an idea of exactly, what we're looking at here. So we'll focus on 70, and you ask and you shall receive. There he is. He's one of the big-time guys, right, Gordon? Not only in this state, but the country. He's a national recruit.
No, I think he's considered the top recruit in Pennsylvania by Rivals.com. The top talent.
They spin it around. This is going to be Jarrell Daniel, and Daniel's flying to midfield, maybe all the way up to about the 49-yard line. Let's see where they make the official spot. Well, they've got it all on the whole toolbox of Scott Feldman is out now. He is throwing it all in there.
I think we're seeing, Jed, as the kids come to play on primetime Saturday Night Football, and the coaching staffs come with a full array of plays to show the people around Central Pennsylvania District 3 that they can play some exciting football. We're seeing everything.
I'm really impressed with Santana. I know he's 5'9", but he's growing with confidence. His ball skills are fabulous. This time he gets kind of hemmed in, dropped immediately there by Casey Snyder coming out of that linebacker position for Manheim Township. All right, here's Joel Holler. There he is right there. How big is he? 6'6". How do you deal with that?
And he is pushing. Look, he is pushing that lineman off the line of scrimmage.
That's Mark Miller, and he's a pretty good football player.
He's 6'2", 280. And he's just taking that and pushing it back, back over here to Neffsville.
Now, he's had the bad shoulder, right? Tendonitis, and he's just kind of learned to live with it a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a bad shoulder. It's just that he's going to have some discomfort and pain from time to time.
Here's Talton, and again, I'll tell you, Manheim Township has just hung in there. We just talked about him. You know who's on that play? Mark Miller. Miller's the first guy there.
Mark Miller.
Comes right back.
Holler again, number 70 right there.
That time he comes right back.
No gain on the play. 3rd and 11.
There's Miller. We just showed them to you in ISO. Right now, 3rd down, 11 for McCaskey.
I guess he heard us, Jed, and he said, "Oh, okay, fellas, I'm not gonna get pushed into Neffsville this time."
There's Mike Melnick, head coach, as we look at 3rd and 11 as Santana comes up. He's going to hand it off to Cooper, and he's got a big hole. He's got a first down, a lot more foot race. Could be the end zone. Yes, it is. Touchdown. He goes from midfield to the house, 50 yards. Cooper, just a quick cut, move, and gone. And their speed is impressive tonight. 39-0. Red Tornado blowing hard. Red Tornado are a Category 4 tonight, man.
They stormed in here.
A handful, big time.
They stormed in here.
7:56 left here in the 3rd, and it's 39-0. Again, missing 2 conversions tonight as Bands off. Here's the hold by Erdo. And he's going to run it for 2. He's got the corner, maybe. Yes, he does. 2-point conversion is good, and it's 41-0. And that's your Waypoint extra point. Way better banking only from Waypoint. Primetime Saturday Night Football tonight is brought to you by the J Group, a leading Lancaster provider of marketing, fulfillment, packaging, and promotion services. For 38 years, companies like Reebok, Aramark, RCA, Pfizer, MetLife, and 90 others have depended on the J Group. Our outstanding service makes the difference. It all starts with our employees. Come join our team. We are a great company. Call the J Group, again, 687-8641, or visit them on the web. There you see the address, jgroup.com. We appreciate them being with us. Well, here's speed and power all together as one. Tycon Cooper having a monster night here for the Red Tornado.
Well, he saw the crease, Jed, and he just cut back and right up the hash mark.
Manheim Township is just out of gas, trying to chase this down, and the physicality of the Red Tornado tonight. And here's a good play by Jesse Garrido. And this is like, all right, I'll just sprint to the pylon. And again, he's got the speed advantage, and boom, they get 2 of those points back. And it's 41-0. McCaskey right now making a big statement in prime time. And again, we talked in the first half, Gordon. Their 37-0 loss to Wilson. It gives you an idea how well Wilson had to have played 2 weeks ago.
Well, and how poorly that McCaskey must have showed up that day as well. He just didn't go up to West Lawn to play football, and you can't do that against a Jim Contafio team.
Not with the kind of talent they have up there in West Lawn, no doubt, with Chad Henne, and we saw Dean Millard last week. They had a running game. Eager dropped the kickoff, and Manheim Township will have to take it 1st down and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Next week, well, tapes of all of these games. Make sure that you give Wechter Video a call. They're only $25, and you can relive the memories of primetime Saturday Night Football.
20-yard line.
627-6883. Again, 627-6883. And we've taken a lot of phone calls, and we certainly appreciate everybody's interest and all of the nice comments that we've received, Gordon, from everybody concerning primetime Saturday Night Football. Your kids, your community, your teams, and it has been a rousing success because of viewers like everybody tonight that's watching and throughout this season. Here's Antolik, almost intercepted, but and then Eager almost got it the other way. Pretty good coverage by by Cooper, excuse me. There he is getting up. Ty Kwanzaa, he's big time look too, Gordon. 5'9", 160-pound senior.
He's just a little small to play at a major level.
5-play, 69-yard drive. They got 50 of it with 1 swing of the bat with Cooper's touchdown run. 2:26 the time elapsed.
They have 6 snaps from center tonight. They have in the second half, they got 137 yards of offense.
Well, the mercy rule clock kicks in. There's been some debate on that, but it will only stop at the quarter or at particular situations. It does not stop now for incomplete passes. There you see it just continues to move. Next Saturday night, the Muscle Tussle, Gordon, Cumberland Valley. They won today over Redland. What was that, 38-14? It was closer than you think. And Central Dauphin playing CD East tonight. They're a heavy favorite against the Rams, but you never know. That's a backyard brawl, excuse me. Beginning to rain and mist, we're hearing, outside, and I can see it in the lights.
CD East and Central Dauphin, the sister schools of the Central Dauphin School District, didn't play the last couple years. Things got a little mismatched. But what a job Jerry Yunchek has done at CD East to get them back on the map. And I think they go into that game as a competitive opponent to Central Dauphin.
Well, I'll tell you what, who's their quarterback, Robertson?
Josh Robertson.
You better be prepared to score some points against that offense.
Talking about Josh Robertson.
Here's Antolik sacked. Back there, but a flag is down. Robert LaRue.
By number 6, Robert LaRue. There is a flag on the play.
41-0 our score. McCaskey out in front big here. In case you missed it earlier this afternoon, Michigan wins in overtime over Penn State 27-24.
Josh Robertson, the quarterback at the CD East, also a wide receiver last year, a defensive back, has been offered by Connecticut. Randy Etzel also, of course, having landed Brian Kirschman here, the big lineman for Manheim Township, was here yesterday and then made the trek up to Harrisburg. I don't know if he stayed around for tonight's game because, of course, the rains last night rained that game out.
There's a low punt, and Cooper lets it fall. Is he going to pick it up? Yes, he is. He's going to run it right down the sideline. He's in full motor right now to the 5 and all the way down to the 3-yard line. Wow. Primetime Saturday Night Football, seeing some primetime performances, and we thank the West Shore and West Shore Health Club and the World Gym of Harrisburg, and by Winkin and Associates Financial Services. Bob Langen, certified senior advisor, Cleveland Brothers, part of our lift situation behind the end zone. We'll show you that. Mohawk Arts, Bob Cannell, our good friend. They're one of our co-sponsors with the trophy this year. And PA.net. We couldn't do it all with PA.net. They're one of our presenting sponsors, along with Prudential Financial. Saw Mike Guglielmetti in here earlier from Prudential. His son's playing in this game tonight.
You pointed out that he had his first touchdown last week.
Against Cedar Crest. New quarterback is in for McCaskey right now, and that's going to be Jamar Jackson, excuse me, 5'10", 160-pound junior.
Flag on the play, illegal
procedure against McCaskey here, and he's got that ball out there. He's looking to get it to Jesse Garrido. Classy move, as you would expect from Scott Feldman. He's going to get all of his backups in here. I think his work's done for the day as far as the starters. They've got a complete handle on this baby. And it's now basically the classroom for a lot of the guys that you're going to depend on for the future.
This will be Jamari Jackson's Ferrari to drive next year. I think there's probably a question as to whether Scott Feldman might be back next year at McCaskey, Jed. I know the Coatesville job's probably going to be open.
And it's a touchdown. Touchdown pass is made, and there it is. That's a little 5-yard flick, pass and catch. Angelo Garcia on the touchdown, and the McCaskey fans are enjoying themselves. It's now 47-0 as Jamari Jackson with the touchdown pass. And I believe that was a 10-yard touchdown pass.
After the bad pitch.
Yeah, right.
Jared
penalty.
Picked it up and lost some yardage.
So 4:26 remaining to go in the third quarter. Excuse me. Snap down. The kick is up, and it is good.
They'll try, but the extra point is good.
And that's your Waypoint extra point. Way better banking only from Waypoint. Well, I know that Manheim Township's got to be disappointed in the way this is going here tonight.
Jed, our good friend Skip Becker at Capital Trailways, one of our sponsors, wanted us to remind everyone watching tonight that for those folks who want to do some traveling, the seminar on student travel this Thursday, October 17th, 7:30 from 4:30 to 7:30 rather in Harrisburg at the Penn Harris Radisson in Camp Hill.
And there's Jamari Jackson's touchdown pass, and that was to Garcia, and that's a 10-yard play right there as we see it from another angle. Well, this is a young man with a pretty good future. That ball is really zinged in there. Jackson, as we mentioned, a junior, 5'10", 160 pounds. That's a pretty good event Skip has going with Capital Trailways, and again, that's over at the Penn Harris, as you were talking about. So For information on that, you can call
1-800-735-2400. 1-800-735-2400.
Jerry Novak.
There's another team that could, if they meet Manheim Central, goes 9-1. They may not get in either at 9-1.
George Novak at Conestoga Valley. And that's almost an elimination game. Jerry Novak, excuse me.
You're thinking George Novak at Woodland Hills.
Oh, you know.
Easy to do. Easy to do. Jared had a irregular heartbeat and had spent a day in the hospital last week. But word is he's going to be okay.
Ball goes into the end zone.
George Eager to touchback. So with 4:26 left here in the third, here come the Manheim Township offense back onto the field here. It's been a rough go of it against the speed and power of McCaskey. And there you see some of the starters. 14 is Cooper over there. He's done for the night. He's had a couple of big, he had a punt return called back, a 95-yarder, but he's got a 50-yard touchdown run, and he just set up the last touchdown for the Red Tornado. You look at Nick Antolik right there, number 12. He has just had no time at all to get comfortable in the pocket. Handoff. It's going to be Gimber, and he's across the 25 to about the 27-yard line.
Gimber on the carry.
Gimber, only a sophomore, one of these many sophomores that head coach Mike Melnick is playing.
And there's a lot of seniors playing for McCaskey. A lot of them are first-year starters. There's still a lot of veterans.
Game will be 2nd and 4. At the Township 26-yard line.
I think Township's going to be a real live read next year in the Lancaster 11 League Section 1. And there's going to be a lot of rebuilding to be done at McCaskey.
Here comes Gimber again, running hard, and he is going to get hit. Talton. He doesn't have all the starters out of there, and Talton in on the stop.
Back to Scott Feldman, the coach at McCaskey.
Down by number 38,
there's a real chance he could end up coaching next year at Coatesville. They've got a coach that's sort of holding over the fort for 1 year. When John Barr had to go to an administrative job, they wouldn't let him come back as head coach. And I know that Scott has thought about going a little bit further east to be closer to his children, and it could be very much of a possibility. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, there's Alex Slaughter on the last stop. That was my mistake there on Talton, giving him credit for the Slaughter's hard work there.
21, Steve Gimber.
Gimber getting some heavy workload here in this third quarter, and he's got it to about the 30-yard line, and that's about all.
78.
And again, we're in a mercy rule situation as far as the clock. It continues. Only on change of possessions, penalties, and scores will it stop from here on out. 48-0, McCaskey in control. They have never really been threatened in this game. Manheim Township hung in there a little bit in the first half, but just started to wear down, and it's been a big third quarter, and a pass is incomplete by Antolik.
Pass goes incomplete.
Big Ryan Yost in there, 320 pounds from McCaskey now, seeing some time.
A pass intended down there for Guglielmini. He talks it over with Antolik there. We mentioned they hooked up last week on an 11-yard scoring strike in the Cedar Crest loss. Well, it's tough when you're, putting new guys in. It's been a couple of things that have happened here with the Blue Streaks, and they didn't have some players I think they were counting on down the stretch a little bit. Here comes Gimber, and down he goes right away. That's another big-time tackle from behind.
21, Steve Gimber on carry.
Looks like Dexter Gardner, 6'4", 270. He's a junior.
75, Dexter Gardner. Gain of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 8 for Township at their own 32-yard line.
Really like to thank Athletic Director Mike McConley and Superintendent Dr. Sharon Nelson here with Manheim Township for all of their help, especially Mike for a great stay. We've had a delightful afternoon and evening here at Manheim Township, and thank you for all of their help. We'll screen to Gimber, trying to step around move, but again, there's just too many white shirts around. There's been 3, 4, 5 guys around that football tackling tonight for the Red Tornado. They have just could not have looked any better tonight. This has to be their best all-around performance of the season. 48-0. McCaskey rolling here.
Loss 1 will be 4th and 9.
So 4th down and 9, and they will have to kick it up. Kyle Davidson is going deep for the Red Tornado. It's going to be Davidson. He'll start it from his own 35, make it up, pick it up now, trying to get a wall to the outside. Davidson springs free. He's still cooking it. Davidson still alive, and he's all the way inside the 25. Wow. You talk about the Energizer Bunny, Gordon. He just would not be denied. He just kept popping in and out of stacks in there.
5'4", $138. Oh boy, what a spider! He just kept crawling down that sideline.
End zone camera is going to tell us everything about that run because we're kind of screened off where we are. I just kept looking. 10 yards. He comes out of another pile, and then boom, stop, start.
Here it is.
And we'll have to wait until the beginning of the, well, we can do it here, guys. Let's just take it. As they come to the end of the third quarter of play. And again, this is a heck of a run, and he had a pretty good block, a wall right there. McCaskey rolling, 48-0. We're going to the fourth quarter next. 48-0, McCaskey out in front and threatening again after the long punt return by Kyle Davidson. And they are 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. With it is Jamari Jackson. They're going to hand it off here. Garcia, he's got a big hole and touchdown. Garcia's in. 8 seconds into the fourth quarter. His second touchdown in the last 4 or 5 minutes. Angelo Garcia, 5'7", 158-pounder. He's home. 54-0, McCaskey. Wow. On for the conversion is John Banzoff. And the kick is up, and it is good. Well, there's your Waypoint extra point. Way better banking only from Waypoint. He's had a lot of work tonight, John Banzoff. McCaskey is rolling 55-0. And the second touchdown of the night for Angelo Garcia, who roars in from 14. And the Red Tornado are just that. 55-0, McCaskey rolling here. Pair of double nickels, the old speed limit in Pennsylvania. They have done everything above average tonight.
Now it's impressive. They came here serious about playing some pretty good football, and I think they earned their stripes as to being called a playoff caliber team.
Well, no. What this proves is they need to expand the playoffs. Here's Eager. I said I wouldn't get on that tonight, and I'm pounding that through, aren't I? I guess it just frustrates me to watch a quality team like this. And it's probably going to be, they're going to get left out. Here's the touchdown run.
Again, that little bit of a veer into the line option. He pitches it out, and Kirschman was there, but the pitch got past him. And
well, they've been on the field an awful lot here in this game tonight. It's tough to play defense.
On their own 22-yard line.
Almost 70% of the time in a football game.
Kirschman's going to be a pass blocker. Going to be a pass blocker in the Division
from a good one. He's playing from one of the good guys, Randy Edsel there. Pass is incomplete. Keep in mind the clock will continue to run despite incomplete completions in that sort. Well, coming up next week, the Muscle Tussle. We've got Cumberland Valley on the road at Central Dauphin.
Another crowd of about 11,000.
It's going to be a huge game next week, primetime Saturday Night Football. Then we're in York the following week, and then we've got McCaskey and Reading, what should be an intriguing matchup, but there it is next week. The Eagles, who won today against the Rams. We did their game on radio last week.
Fullback for Cumberland Valley, Dan Lawler, a junior. Penn State covets his services as well, and we'll talk about his recruiting situation.
Here's Gimber. That ball pops out of there, and I think McCaskey may have the fumble. They do at the 26-yard line. Recovery is made in there by Mike Randolph of the Red Tornado. Randolph on the recovery. Number 31.
Well, it's going from bad to worse for the Blue Streaks.
Gimber's getting a lot of work, but I think somebody may have tackled him up high. There it is. Boom, that ball. It's not out yet.
No, his second effort fumble.
Yeah.
Good effort by him, but unfortunately he couldn't hold the football.
Fumble was caused by Dexter Gardner.
And
Gardner, number 75. He's only a junior, Gordon. You're going to have to keep an eye on him for next year for some Sports Fever work.
Big Dexter made a big hit there.
Here comes Garrett. Oh, he's still going, and he's inside the 15. And again, it's just Manheim Township's out of gas.
Well, back to our next 3 games. Next week, you're going to see some explosive football players at Central Dauphin and Cumberland Valley. Of course, Dan Lawler, a guy that is a Penn State recruit for next year. And then the next week, we got John Shaw, who's already committed to Penn State, the big lineman for Spring Grove. They're still in the hunt for a playoff spot with 1 loss. And then, of course, the final weekend will be McCaskey Reading. And that game last year, they scored almost 100 points, more than they did when they met in the district final for basketball.
Yeah, you mentioned Lawler looking at Penn State. He's got, he's beginning the process, only a junior, but Penn State's certainly one of those in the league, one of those leaders there.
Well, he's the next John. He's the new John Ritchie at Cumberland Valley.
Handoff goes to Jonathan Torres.
Down by Township
Don't forget
42, Mike Fry.
They're yelling Ardon Bransford into my headphones here, Gordon. We haven't forgotten about him. Or Mike Brobes, you mentioned who UConn was in looking at this weekend.
He's the Central Pennsylvania's version of Ricky Williams, Ardon Bransford with the dreadlocks. He can fly. He can fly.
Well, we saw him with that humongous play against Bishop McDevitt that got them down there near the goal line to set up the winning pass to Scott Moore in that epic they played a week ago last Friday. Here comes Jackson. Jackson on a keeper, and he's inside the 10. Let's take him down to about the 7-yard line. It's a gain of 6. Clock continuing to move with 8:47, 8:46 and counted to go.
What a heartbreaker for Penn State today.
Huge. Toughie.
They played well.
What was that, 27-24 final?
And every Big Ten game is going to be like that. The Indiana came back to beat Wisconsin. They had Iowa blew out Michigan State, and Jeff Smoger's having his problems right now. That's for sure.
Pitch. Here's Gerardo. He's got room to the corner. Touchdown. McCaskey's in again. They've gone over 60 tonight. And it's not, Scott Feldman's not rubbing it in here. I mean, he's not throwing. He's just running his offense. I mean, you can't tell these guys to play at half speed.
You got guys, backup guys that work hard in practice, and they deserve a chance. They deserve a chance to go out and make plays. They work very hard in practice, and you want them to work hard in practice because it's your practice guys that make your first team as good as they can be.
Here's John Banzoff, 61-0, and the conversion coming. Again, a high snap. And here's Gerardo. He's got a 2-point conversion already tonight. This time he's got room. He's got it wide open. I think he's going to get in here, Gordon. And he's just going to toss it in, and he scores. Kevin Coleman on the 2-point conversion. He could have run it in, but flags are all over the place.
Flags on the play.
Let me guess. Lineman downfield.
Everything. Ineligible. Take your point. There's your Waypoint extra point. Way better banking only from Waypoint. Illegal man downfield against McCaskey, so we'll have to redo it again. 8:20 to go in the football game. It's 61-0, and there's Gerardo. He could have run it in.
And he decided, well, I'll pass it. And
he's got a touchdown tonight for the Red Tornado of McCaskey here, and Scott Feldman and staff. The guys still up here, or is they vacate the area? The McCaskey coaches are down on the sideline.
If he would have run the ball, he would have gotten 2 points, but he decided to pass and be a nice guy and gets penalized because his linemen were down on the goal line.
So we got about a 25-yard extra point coming up here, Gordon, for McCaskey. I just cannot believe this team got beat 37-0 by Wilson. Wilson had to have looked just magnificent that day.
And I think some of the guys had a curfew problem that night before.
That's your Waypoint extra point. Way better banking only from Waypoint. McCaskey is out big. Welcome back to primetime Saturday Night Football. 62-0. McCaskey leading Manheim Township.
You guys aren't going to let me live that down, are you?
What's that?
Come on. It's homecoming.
8:20 to go here in the football game. Here comes Eager. He's had a good night returning, as we talked about, but again, the speed of McCaskey starting to catch up a little bit here. It's a little more than a little.
5 on the return.
Impressive performance tonight for the Red Tornado. Also would like to thank some of our sponsors tonight. First, we'll get the
their own 24-yard line.
show you the kickoff, so the clock continues to wind. This is a touchdown. This is Gerardo going in. He has good. He has pretty good pop to the outside, untouched.
Run that option pitch out on with that veer look and just rolling for the touchdown.
So the clock will continue to move now.
21.
Primetime Saturday Night Football is brought to you by Winkin & Associates Financial Services. The ability to complete all of your retirement benefits and current investment assets to determine adequacy of income at retirement. Long-term care, home health care, so your hard-earned life savings is not spent on medical costs, among other things. Give them a call, 763-7365, Winkin & Associates.
Mercy rule clock, it just continues to roll down.
Gimber on the carry again.
Obviously, Manheim Township is a young team, and they've got a lot of work to do, and they're going to get that work done in the offseason. Mike Melnick has really got people excited about football at Manheim Township, but McCaskey, I think, wanted to really kind of send a message out there that, wait a minute, we're a pretty good football team. We're going to show it tonight, and unfortunately, Manheim Township was standing in its way.
Well, and the backups, who, you know, they're very important. How you practice is how some of these guys play, and, you know, I've got to think Scott Feldman is very pleased to see these backups, these guys that don't, you know, start, get a chance to come in here and shine a little bit under the light of the cameras, because they're the ones that make your starters better in practice during the week. That's who hangs out, you know, and they're playing well. And I like, you know, Mike Melnick, this is going to get back together over here. Mike's a good coach, and Manheim Township, they just don't have the athletes yet that McCaskey does. Offside that time is going to be Newman. Penalties do stop the clock, as you can see up there. Tonight's game is also brought to you by Saturn Pennsylvania, Central Pennsylvania. We appreciate them. And also by PA.net. And the offside against McCaskey. Speaking of sports, tune in on 1460 The Ticket, 1240 in Reading, or 1390. Also Premier Screen Printing. Tonight's game brought to you by Waypoint. Way better banking only from Waypoint. A lot of Waypoint extra points tonight for McCaskey. West Hafer Construction. And by... And we had a George Brooks in on the stop, I believe, that time. Well, 31 is who they're giving credit for. That's Mike Randolph. Here's the big hit you just missed right there, and Randolph, boof, barrels them over.
Yeah, they know they're going to run the ball. They're just pouring in everywhere they can.
And that is intercepted. Going to be Brandon Tate. New quarterback in is Bobby Czechia.
Czechia's pass intercepted by...
And Brandon Tate on the interception for McCaskey.
Brandon Tate. So, be first and 10
so the change of possession will stop the clock.
Their own 38-yard line.
Again, you can have memories for primetime Saturday Night Football. To order a copy of today's game, send a check for $25 to Wechter Video Production, 231 North Oak Street, Lidditz, PA. Zip it up 17543. Back to live action and get things going here. The motion man. It'll be Simmons. Another big long run here. It goes. This is going to be Russell Wilson for a McCaskey touchdown. Wow.
Oh, jeez. Oh, it's getting ugly. Oh, my. Well, what do you say about that? Just way too much speed. Even like 3 deep on the depth chart.
68-0. Conversion coming. Russell Wilson's only a sophomore. And he gets a touchdown. So 4:52 left. And McCaskey just won't stop scoring. And there's your Waypoint extra point. Waypoint.
Good. Try for the extra point is good.
They're getting a lot tonight. Waypoint. Way better ranking only from Waypoint. And it's 69-0 McCaskey. Well, there's your story. They got to be over 600 total yards at this point. 69-0 McCaskey.
Kicking off for
Muscle tussle next week. I don't
Cumberland Valley.
I don't think we'll see 69-0 next week.
I don't think so.
That's going to be some rugged warfare right there. CD better be ready for CV because they're going to come out.
George Chomp will be ready.
Dynamic.
Here comes Eager. Eager's got room to the outside. Make this Silva. Silva's got midfield, and they bounce him out of bounds. And the kicker is the one that rolled him over, that being John Emig. There he is. Here's the touchdown. I mean, just a simple, you know, he goes to the outside. This is Russell Wilson. Boom, gone. See ya. Those big linemen who've been chasing this speed all night long, a lot of those are backup players for the first time for Manheim Township, and this is going to be one of the worst losses ever in the series, I do believe, Gordon, here.
Let's dig that out, that history.
McCaskey's largest win was 99, 47-7. That has now changed.
Those stats every week, historical stats provided by Don Black, our good friend from Middletown. Does some good statistical work.
Tonight's game, primetime Saturday Night Football, brought to you by the J Group, a leading Lancaster provider of marketing, fulfillment, packaging, and promotion services. For 38 years, companies like Reebok, Aramark, RCA, Pfizer, MetLife, and 90 others have depended on the J Group. They're a great company. Come join our team. Check out the web, jgroup.com. There's Czechia. And he has fumbled it away, and McCaskey has recovered with 3:49 left here in the fourth quarter.
Newman.
That was a real, just tough night. And there's the recovery. Mike Randolph, he's having a big night. 31. He's seen a lot of time. He's been in the middle of a lot of stuff. His second fumble rate. He's been involved in 2 fumbles tonight.
On their own. 49-yard.
I mean, we got all JV players in there now, and boy, what do you do when you're a coach on the side over here at 60? When you're down like this, you just hope your kids just keep their composure and try to play, not make mistakes like that. In fact, they make mistakes like that.
There's Jamari Jackson, and that quarterback. He's going to sneak it up the middle, and I think Scott Feldman is.
He's trying to get the locomotive pulled to a stop here. He's trying to ease it to a finish.
There's your time of day. News is next here. WLYH Channel 15. We thank John Feeser, Matt Ewell, Danielle Doritas, and all of the folks behind the scenes who help us get this on. Understand Tom Brown back in master control tonight. I've known Tom for years, helping us as well. Here's the handoff, and I believe that's Wilson there. And well, that knocks his yards per carry from what, 68 down in half there.
Yeah, nice average. Starts in 30 plus a tote.
Pretty good play that time by Joe Pugliese for Manheim Township. 3rd and 9 for the Red Tornado. They had the ball right at midfield.
These teams have played 25 times since 1975. Of course, when McCaskey came into the Lancaster-Lebanon League, and McCaskey leads the series now 15-11.
There's Jackson, going to get hit and dropped all the way back near that 39-yard line. And that's going to make 4th down and long.
Number 14, Joe Miller.
Oh, a flag.
Flag is down at midfield.
Holding McCaskey.
Now to have a flag on the play.
I think they'll just wave that off.
So they're going to, what's going on here? They're just going to.
They waved it off.
Okay.
Yeah, 4th and 16 now.
So they're just going to punt.
And the clock will continue to roll here. Obviously, McCaskey taking its time. Pretty amazing how many possessions they stuck in under the mercy rule here. Both teams got plenty of touches.
They sure did. I mean, they're a whole bunch here.
All right, the officials now are going to blow the whistle.
And there's going to be a delay of game called against McCaskey here. So 4th down and 22. There's the homecoming. Again, appreciate everybody out here, Gordon. They've been very, very nice to us here this evening. And
the Manheim
really
Township band is very good band. I thought there's some of their stuff in the pregame
as well. Good. They were here. They're here as well and celebrating over there. Here's the punt. And we'll have one more change of possession here.
A huge crowd here, though, Jay. When I was down on the track at halftime with the homecoming queen, the entire home side was filled, plus the track was nowhere to move.
So we have time maybe for one more play in this game at this point in time. 69-0. McCaskey is going to win this game.
Homecoming queen was Amanda Buckwalter. Congratulations to her, and thanks a lot to Mike McConley for having us tonight for homecoming.
Kurt Demmerling on the catch, and he goes out of bounds at about the 35-yard line.
Demmerling brought down by McCaskey, number 25.
So 1st down. So McCaskey's going to win this game 69-0. The pass by Cecchio is caught by Greg Gimler, and he goes out of bounds. And that'll do it. Our final score, McCaskey 69, Manheim Township 0. We'll see you next Saturday at Landis Field for the Muscle Tussle, Cumberland Valley at Central Dauphin. For Gordon Blaine, our entire crew here, good night, everybody. McCaskey looked great.